Good morning. How about this morning I make us some good homemade pancakes. Yeah, this is really a lot simpler. I know as a kid we used to get out the box of mix and add milk, piece of cake, right? But it's really not that difficult. So for starters, I got my stick-free pan, make it easier. I used to have a nice square griddle so I could do 4 at the same time, but I wasn't going to buy one, just do this demonstration. We used to butter the pan, but I really figured out that the easiest thing to do is use a little Nutri-Oil. This is canola, any kind of vegetable oil, and just make sure you get some in there. Well, so to make sure this is done accurately, the easiest thing to do is take a paper towel, just kind of smear it around without absorbing it all, and make sure it's all nice and covered. Okay? And if you have to add more throughout the process, that's how you're going to do it. So, next thing we're going to start with is get a little heat on it, just on low, because we want to start the pan getting a little toasty, because this is be nice and quick. I smell gas, but if there's a flame, we're okay. So, got dry ingredients, right? And everyone says, you know, you got to sift everything together. I'm going to show you a shortcut because not everyone has a sifter. So I've got 1.5 cups of flour, a tablespoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt with a 1/4 cup of sugar. And I purposely noticed I had some old sugar in here. It's a little lumpy. So instead, I'm just going to take a fork, just kind of mush everything together. I know in this metal bowl you really can't see what's going on, but we just want to kind of get it all worked together, incorporated. I don't know how that became a cooking term, and it really doesn't have to be perfect. It's more about the fact that you don't want all your baking powder in one place, right? So we're going to end up with a consistency like this, and I'm just kind of searching around to make sure there are no lumps in anything. The next thing I want to do is get my regular bowl here, and I've got an egg, right? And I've read everything from 1 to 3 eggs. I think 1 is plenty. Mistakes really do happen. So I'm going to take this fork because it's actually pretty clean. And you always want to get that egg just a little mixed up. Just a little bit. See how easy that is. Got 1 1/4 cups of whole milk. Now once again we kind of mix this in here. Oh, it looks like eggnog, right? Then I didn't want everything real cold, so I've had the milk out just a little bit, a few minutes. So now what I want to do, I want to get the dry ingredients in here. And I don't have to be real overly cautious. I was concerned if it was, if it came out nice and clean. Yeah, look at that. So we just want to incorporate, and as we're doing that, I've got 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Now, if you've ever seen them make pancakes, waffles on TV, they're always like, oh, the lumps are okay. But that doesn't mean it can be like this, okay? But just kind of give it a work around. because yes, you do want to get most of it out of there. And I'm going to add my butter. Do this last because I want to make sure it doesn't have a chance to recongeal. We've got nice, bubbly pancakes. Reach over here, get the heat up a little bit. So, you don't want to make a mess. Ladles are a great way. And you can do this with buttermilk. I sometimes don't like the tang of the buttermilk, and I like tangy things. Yeah, got a beautiful consistency. Now, you want enough heat that it kind of stops the pancake from running all over the place, right? We're going to shoot for like a 4-inch, probably 4, that's about right. And first one's always the one you try, right? So I'm going to take a little bit, and this stuff is nice and frothy. Just going to take your time, make a beauty here. That's about 4 inches. Okay, now you see, because of this recipe, the mixture, the batter really stands up. You can add stuff to it. So what do I want? I want some blueberries. I got some fresh blueberries. And we really want to get these in here before it starts to cook too much. Trying to go too crazy, because we do have to flip this. I'm going to call that good. Plus I still want to see what that pancake is doing. And now it's spread out. Now we're probably talking about 5 inches. But that's okay, we can deal with it. So what are we looking for? We really want to see all those nice bubbles coming through. But we just think like anything else you're cooking. You really want to see that edge, just making sure it cooks, because otherwise when you go to flip it, it's not going to be pretty. But I've got beautiful bubbles all around. And these will stay warm. You can always have a warm oven. You're not going to ruin it. Just to throw them on a plate, throw it in there. Plus it's kind of fun because if it's an oven-proof plate, warm shouldn't be any harm anyways. But the plate's going to be a little nice and warm, not hot, but yeah. And the first one is the experiment. Sometimes that's the one the cook has to eat before he starts serving. So it really tells you that your stove's at the right temperature and everything's good. And don't forget, if you have to add oil, and do a little dance with the paper towel. When it's hot, be careful. Let's not burn our fingers. So I'm really seeing now that the pancake is really starting to take shape. The last thing I want to do is, I don't like overcooked pancakes. They shouldn't be like cardboard. And I'm really checking careful, but you gotta be patient. I'm holding my hands so I don't mess them up. If I look just around the edge, I can definitely see it started to cook. So this is going to call for my super big spatula. Oh, that's a cuff one. And if you're unsure, just know this is the one you're going to eat if you screw up. But I can start to feel, go all the way around. Still real flexible. Now this side's going to have the blueberries cooking. So you want to make sure when you take it out, you flip it the other way, or you're going to have like blueberry syrup running all over your plate. And even if you make a mistake, it's still going to be perfect. And yes, I hear these little blueberries and they're going, help me. But that's fine. Oh, it's real happy in there. Yeah, now this is special moment. Now pancakes you can do up ahead of time. You can freeze them, take them out in the microwave and whatever. I wouldn't advise having fruit in it though. So that would be just, plain. Just lay them out someplace where they can cool and wrap them up. And you don't want it, we're not cooking smash burgers, okay? Don't do this. Yeah, blueberry jam. Does it be jamming? But look at that nice golden color. Isn't that beautiful? Nothing worse than doughy pancakes. Kill that a little bit, wipe it up. Clean my spatula because that's nice. A lot of natural sugar in there. Do this a little quick. Also helps to make sure the pan's nice and clean. Burn the paper towel a bit. That's fine. Oh, look at how nice and beautiful that. Whoops. And once again, grab some blueberries. But perfect opportunity to test it. Oh, it's extraordinary. Trust me. So now, I got this side here with all them blueberries, and remember, I said we're going to put it upside down so we don't have blueberry jam all over the plate. So this one's going to go on it blueberry down so that the top looks as pretty as the bottom of this. And because my pan is nice and hot, this will be pretty quick. Got these beautiful bubbles. And don't be afraid, the consistency of that is absolutely perfect. Leftover blueberries I'll make into a smoothie. Oh, I just love the way these look. This one was a little bigger because I was getting hungry. My eyes are starting to get bigger than my stomach. So once the pan gets hot, these do go a little quicker, so keep that in mind. Just going to do my little dance around. Once you get it loose, loose as a goose, we're going to do the flip. Ready? Here we go. That's pretty, isn't it? Yep. And we cook it most of the way through and we get this nice golden color. So we really don't have to, once we flip it, we're just making sure it's cooked all the way through, and this one is. First one, like I said, that can be the throwaway. They get better as you go. Just waiting to hear those blueberries soften up. Really releases that sweetness. So once again, I just hope this is the kind of stuff that you're like, I didn't want to do that because it's time consuming, and you realize, maybe it is. No, it does take longer than if you just throw the frozen ones in the toaster oven. But my, are they so much better. And these are fun to practice. Like, anytime you're bored. And what about, that thing about, breakfast for dinner? Kids will come running for this. Alright. Oh, that's toasty. So now we got a little snack for a king there, right? Wow, these are great. So, goal is just to make these so perfect, and that really does look pretty. This would even be pretty on a paper plate, man. These are really good. So the only other advice I have, in being a northerner, I have to express my opinion. Doesn't matter what kind of syrup. I'm a syrup guy. I don't like butter. I'm a purist. I want my syrup. Get something decent, something really coming out of a maple tree from up north, and they are graded. This is a grade A. Like I said, it doesn't matter what brand it is. Just try and stick with something. And all I want to do, I don't want to drown it. I don't know why that pulled out of there. Put that back. There we go. So I just want to do a little quick. And you can tell it's a real syrup because it's not that really thick stuff. I just want a little dance. Make a little X. Good stuff. So, you tell me that doesn't look absolutely fabulous. I'm telling you, once you make something like this, you're going to be in love with it. So try it, you'll like it. And I will see you again with another really quick, easy recipe for you. Have a great day.